Uh, Afternoon. Thank you for joining. This is the second leader talk within 2025, and with me here, Tommy Ng from Malaysia, Jenny from Singapore, and Pinoch from Singapore. Uh, let me uh, let me give a chance to all the speaker to introduce themselves. So let me start with Tommy Ng from Malaysia. Go ahead, Tommy.
Hi everyone. My name is Tommy Young, VP of the CCAM Contact Center of Association Malaysia, as well as the CEO of Nubitel Technology. Nice to meet you all here.
Yeah, thank you, Tommy. It seems that Tommy also become the what is judging chairman for Malaysia, yeah, Contact Center Association. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, I'm the awards chair for the past 2 years, and this year is the third year.
Wow, okay. Yeah, congratulations. So let's continue with Jane from Singapore. Go ahead.
Hi. Afternoon, everyone. Thank you. And it's a pleasure to be here to share my thoughts around conversational AI and predictive analytics in the context of contact center. My name is Janie Wong, and I'm the Regional Sales Director for Salesforce. I run the specialist sales for ASEAN. It's coming to my fourth year in Salesforce. It's been a great journey. The company has been on continuous innovation, focused on our customers' needs. Both innovation and customer success are two of our core values, with trust, equality, and sustainability being our other core values. Prior to Salesforce, I had the opportunity to work with AWS. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Jenny. Good to know you. This is the first time I meet Jenny. Even face to face, never meet with her, and this first time online with her as well. So the next guy with me is Pinoch, yeah, from Singapore as well. I meet with him online during the during the judging past last year or last 2 year. Yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead, Pinoch.
Hey, thanks, Andy. And hi, everyone. I'm Vinod. Truly excited to be here today, especially to be sharing and discussing on conversational AI and predictive analytics and how it's changing the landscape of customer experience. Right. A bit about me. I have over 16 years of experience in the software industry and completely focused on CX and CC domain.
Mm.
I've been working in Tethify in this particular in this particular company for over 12 in the last 12 plus years now. And I currently manage strategic accounts for Tethify. So some of the large enterprise customers work closely with them, ideate new innovative solutions, and bring them to real life. Right. So the real excitement is not just to me talking about innovative solutions, but to be able to get hands dirty and to see them successfully get implemented and what benefits they provide. So I've been able to achieve that so far and looking forward to more as well. And happy to be here today with Tommy, Jenny, and have a good discussion. Thanks for inviting me. So let's dive in.
Okay. It's complete set today because we have what is the principal Salesforce. We have also system integrator Tetherfy as well with Tommy. Yeah, it's a good combination today. Yeah. So let's start our discussion because there is no slide PowerPoint this today. We just talk, and talk. Yeah. So let's talk about the this is the first question. Why this region need conversational AI? What do you think? Let me go to ladies first, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thanks, Bob.
yeah.
So Implementing conversational AI and predictive analytics in contact centers can significantly enhance customer experience and operational efficiency. Some of the recommendation and best practices would cover understanding local markets needs. You need to have cultural sensitivity. You need to tailor your AI interactions to respect local languages, dialects, and cultural nuances. There's also concern around regulatory compliance. You need to adhere to local data privacy laws and regulations, such as Malaysia PDPA and Singapore PDPA.
I see.
Yeah. So, besides that, there's also an opportunity to be customer-centric, right? You can actually deploy personalization, leverage on AI to deliver personalized experience based on your customer's data and interaction history.
I see.
And with AI, you can also have omni-channel support, right? You can ensure consistent and seamless customer experiences across various channels, for example, phone, chat, email, and social media.
I see. Okay, thank you, Janet. Tommy, you want to add why this region need conversational AI?
Yeah, I think the reason for conversational AI, I think it started way few years back when we first implementing a chatbot. I think ultimate goal is still the same, is to increase efficiency as well as the availability and the data accuracy of it, right? The only context different is back then the AI, it's not that intelligent yet if you compare with past 2 years when the rise of ChatGPT and today with DeepSeek. It's a game changer, and it's actually changed a lot, while people who has actually the early adopter who deployed the AI, to them it's like, wow, it's what we have spent so much old days, and today we can achieve it in a much effective and efficient as well as cost effective,
I
right?
see.
So yeah, the best practice, I think, if we really look at that, if you want to have a success implementation, it's the localization. I think Asia, especially Southeast Asia, we really need that localization.
I see.
We'll
Yeah.
talk about that further.
Thank you, Tommy. So you highlight about efficiency, localization, about the adoption of the new technology. Maybe Peanuts want to add,
Yeah,
about
I
this.
think
Yeah.
brightly covered by both Tommy and Jenny as well, right? So obviously, why conversational AI? I think the answer is clear. It's massively improving customer experience, and like Tommy mentioned, I think with the advent of more AI and LLMs and all the different models that are in play today, what has happened is also, I think, the ability to bring such solutions to market has increased, right? So earlier it used to be certain only niche players can do certain things, but I think the ability or the availability of all these LLMs and AI models has made it, uh, quite what do you call efficient and easy for enterprises to dig in and be able to implement some of these solutions,
I see.
and that improves customer experience massively. Imagine, customers waiting in queue to discuss with a contact center agent for a sudden inquiry, and you're looking at conversational AI, which I don't know if you have been across. There are a lot of conversational AI which have even passed the Turing test, right? Which means they're not able to differentiate whether it's a machine that's speaking or a real agent that's speaking. So I think the technology has reached a state where it is able to provide such service to customers. So obviously that's the reason why.
Yeah.
And in terms of best practices, I think a lot of valid points from have been shared already. The number of languages this region has, and customizations that this region requires. No two customers are the same. They might be in the same domain, same vertical, but their needs will have some customization. So that's where localization to market, localization to domain, localization to a specific customer is going to be very key,
I see.
and continuous optimization,
I see.
because especially with AI, you're not going to get it one time and say, okay, we are done. Thank you. Right. Obviously, there's going to be continuous model improvements, continuous optimization.
Yeah.
So these are going to be something that all enterprises will be watching out for while
Yeah.
implementing AI.
Thank you, Pinesh. You already highlight about the challenge about implementing conversational AI. Yeah. A lot of benefit, of course, about conversational AI, and Tommy already mentioned. So let's highlight what is the challenge and risk about this conversational AI. Janet, you want to say?
Sure. The thing is, even though we've mentioned AI-driven customer engagement
Yeah.
offers numerous benefits, right? But it does come with risks and limitation.
Yes.
So some of the risk, and potential means of mitigation, for example, data privacy and security. In
Mm.
order for AI systems to work effectively, they need to have access to large amount of customer data, which
Mm.
can raise concerns about data privacy and security, right?
Yeah.
One way of mitigating may be implement a robust data protection measure, for example, encryption, anonymization, and strict access control. And obviously ensure, compliance and relevant data protection regulations.
I see.
The other thing is, with AI, there is potentially an over-reliance on AI, and then there's a lack of human touch, which can lead to a lack of human empathy and
I see.
understanding customer interactions, right? Hence, suggestion is use AI to augment, but not replace your human agents, right? So just ensure there's a seamless handoff from human agents when needed, and then provide training to your agents how they can work effectively with the AI tools.
I see.
The other thing, potential risk, is around accuracy and reliability. Sometimes AI systems may not provide accurate and reliable responses, right? Especially in complex and nuanced situations. So
Yeah.
there's always a need to monitor, improve your AI performance, right? And just ensure that there's a lot of retraining.
You already mentioned, Janet, three things about it. Okay. Yeah, it seems that a lot of things that need to be mitigated about that. You want to add, Tommy, regarding that? Maybe
Yeah.
you have another perspective about that.
Thank you, Jenny. Thank you, Pak Andy. So I would like to add on Jenny's on the accuracy, right? So that's one of the important things that it challenged the challenges that it has is actually the data quality, right? So that is the key important things: garbage in, garbage out. We don't talk about bot on the overall understanding. See, when enterprise implement AI, it's gonna be it's gonna be your product expert,
Yeah.
right? So the data quality is very, very important, that we have to keep our data centralized, our data as up to date as possible, and do all the constantly training on the AI to actually achieve the latest and highest accuracy on the
Yeah.
result.
And
And another biggest challenge for Southeast Asia is language. I keep on highlighting this. See, we are the few countries that we have multilingual.
yeah,
Malaysia being one of the worst, as we love our Rojak language. I think very similar to Philippines also, they have their mix between Tagalog and English. Malaysia love our English and Bahasa
yeah,
in one single sentence. Singapore have their Singlish, where not that bad, if you just Singlish, but if you add in any Hokkien and and Mandarin into the entire sentence, word for word, it's not an issue. If it's using text,
yeah,
most of the LLM is able to understand that already. The only problem right now is, even when you are doing Zoom right now, we enable the speech to
yeah,
text engine. If we are speaking in two different language, it will get it wrong. So this is one of the challenge which is highly faced by our region. You don't see this in US. They only speak one language. We speak multiple language in one single sentence,
Yeah.
right? One of the example I always hear this, like Malaysia we understand exactly how it means, but when you do ASR, the automatic speech recognition, it is difficult to actually capture the full word for word in a sentence, saying like I already download sorry in bahasa, I sudah download itu aplikasi.
Yeah.
Tapi selepas saya install perlu saya restart I punya phone dah.
Uh,
For us,
it's complete. Yeah.
we completely understand, but for the ASR to be able to capture the word in bahasa plus English and bahasa again,
Okay.
that is a lot of challenge to a lot of application out there.
Thank you, Tommy, to highlight that. Maybe Pinos want to how to mitigate about that. Yeah, if you want to add some how to mitigate about these challenges and risks, maybe you have experience implementation so on. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think challenges like they both have really shared. We understand it's primarily around data, right? So, but one of the things I've learned with experience, not just implementing AI, right? In general, implementing large scale implementations to this region and large customers, is the fact that it is not just the technology, right?
Yeah,
It's not always the technology. To get things right, it's people, it's process, right? Operationally, how ready is the organization for what they're implementing? That plays a very key part, right? So, for example, let's say you're launching an AI conversational channel to customers for customer experience. One of the biggest challenges would be how ready is your customer base for such a change against what they're doing today. Today, I'm more comfortable maybe walking into a branch or calling in and waiting in queue for however long it takes and talk, versus being able to reveal my details to a conversational AI. How ready is am I as a customer, right? So that is where maybe from a mitigation standpoint, if you look at it,
yeah,
it has to be in phases. I don't think you can big bang go and put a conversational AI to do everything AI driven and no more humans, right?
I see.
But that's where I feel a staged approach where there is a bionic phase where the AI is assisting an agent. AI is automating a lot of self-service and assisting an agent in parallel,
I see.
right? So that is
Okay.
how maybe you can try to mitigate a large amount of customer trust kind of things. And operationally, it also gives the enterprise time to get ready and understand the technology and see how it goes, right?
Yeah, but it seems that we cannot be, as a Janet say, that we cannot relay all the things to
Yeah,
the AI. We have to, yeah, we
absolutely.
have to separate between which one had need to be go to the AI, which one to handle by human.
So,
So uh, this is highlight about combination of predictive analytics to combine with conversation AI. So what do you think, Janet?
I think in terms of why we should, look at AI in a sense that, sorry, I missed your question.
I mean
Maybe,
that because we have predictive analytic as well combined with the conversational AI. As mentioned that we cannot relay all the things that to so sometime because
right,
too many expectation about AI.
correct.
So how we can combine with the predictive analytic with the conversational AI, yeah, to make
I
it.
think with regards to that, right, predictive analytics usually is grounded by your data, right? So your historical data, you'll be able to leverage on that to forecast call volumes,
Yeah,
trends, behavioral patterns from your customers, right? So the more data you accumulate, then the better in terms of accuracy, your AI, or, so to speak, what Tommy mentioned, your chatbot, right, in responding to your customer. So there's always a need to ensure that you harmonize all your data, make sure that there's significant data grounded, right, to provide you that accuracy. And of course, you need to go back to retraining. You need to frequently check on your AI models, right?
see.
The alternative is there are quite a lot of out of the box currently now by the tech vendors. They're spending a lot of investment in
Yeah.
this space, right? Leveraging on large language models.
Yeah.
Even in Salesforce, we offer our customers Agentforce, right? It's
Yeah.
proactive, autonomous AI application. So, I think if clients are keen to adopt this, they should maybe hands-on and see how it works for their customers, their end customers.
In Salesforce, how long it takes for the implementation of the agent? Yeah, agent.
The Agentforce, you mean our autonomous AI
Yeah.
application? It's relatively quick, but of course the accuracy will depend on the amount of data that you have or the customer has access, right? We have an agent builder, it's a low-code builder, right? Users can tap on these existing tools, for example, the flows, the prompt templates, and the Apex and the APIs. So half the work is already done, right? You just need to make sure the setup is relatively simple, create a job to be done by the agent, define the topics, give them, natural language instruction for that topic,
Yeah.
creating a library of actions for them to choose from, right? And then just monitor their response and
I
then
see.
test their response as well, right? For accuracy.
So it's related to Pino's say that we cannot go when that at the first time very big. So we need two stages. So how long do you think maybe ask Tommy, how long do you think that need to be for implementation, conversational AI to be stable, or we never stable, we have to continue go yeah, to add more. Go ahead, Tommy.
Well, implementation of the conversational AI is always we look at the bigger problem or the most monotonous things and the biggest chunk,
Yeah,
right, of your engagement. So we try to solve that first, not solving everything all at once.
I
So
see.
like the simple inquiry, the simple transactional engagement, we will try to solve that first. And then slowly, stage by stage, we will release more and more engagement to be handled by AI. So therefore, if we look at first round of rollout, it could be done in today's context. It could be done in weeks.
I
Yeah.
see.
So yeah. So don't wait until like all at once. In terms of the accuracy of the rollout, the data is very important. If we have past engagement data, that will help the AI to actually learn what are the past engagement, what are the past question, and what are the past answers.
I see.
That a human to human interaction will be, right? Provide your workflow or your SOP step by steps ready to be plug in into the AI so that the AI will be easily follow those step by step workflow. So those are the things that
Yeah, but
affect the timing of the
yeah,
rollout.
but sometimes customer they want to be perfect before they want to launch, because sometimes if the technology I mean that they wait until and then never perfect, yeah. So what do you think, Pinos, as a system integrator, how we manage the expectation of the customer, because they are always asking for to be perfect before they want to make it live.
Yeah. So there's two things here, Andy. Sorry. So we are both a product and ISV and a system integrator, right? So in terms of customer expectation, how we launch or how do you go about this?
Yeah,
You're right. I don't think, especially with how AI has bent things around, everybody wants to be the first.
I see.
Everybody wants to be the first to launch something. And I think where I think both Janet and Tommy mentioned historical data to be very perfect for the training to happen and all of that. I think the game changer is in real-time AI, right? enterprises are more, and even we at Tetherify are very focused our efforts on real-time AI, where during a real-time conversation, any channel, be it voice or be it text-based channels, how are we able to automate a lot of inquiries? One, two, let's say even if it has overflown to the agent, how do we assist the agent in real time?
I see.
How do you monitor the agent's responses in real time?
Mm.
So that, let's say something which he's not supposed to be sharing with customer and he's sharing. And how do you make sure you are alerted and you're able to take action? Right. So that's one of the biggest things in AI, where if you are not able to control what the bot is responding or what the AI is responding, the repercussions can be, reputational damage and things like that. Right? So that's where there's a lot of focus in terms of how do you do guardrailing, right? How do you have enough guardrails in place for your real-time AI and protect the reputation and larger context of the organization?
I see.
Yeah.
It seems that we need to fall down a strategy as well in case something happen. So we need to have a strategy to make it stop something. Yeah. Janet, can you how yeah, this is customer expectation always want to be perfect. So it experience in your Salesforce, so how you do it.
How we do it? Yeah, so what we found works very effectively is we do a pilot with the client, right? And they can actually see the comparison. Like, for example, I shared earlier, we launched Agent Force last year during Dreamforce in September, and the take-up has been phenomenal. What we do is basically, we do a comparison with a customer, because we do have some customers with bots, and they find that the accuracy has improved significantly, right? And they also identify that the use cases, we're able to go to market quite quickly with the use cases.
I see.
Yeah.
So, so you already have some sample of client that implementing this building the trust of the client. So they want to have a pilot and before release to the customer. So, Tommy, you want to add something about this issue? Yeah, how to how to make sure that client want to implement the conversation AI without make it first time perfect. Yeah, we need two stages to do that.
There is no 100% perfect. You see, as we learn, and AI also learn. That's why you need a machine learning over there. And see, one of the key item over here is we always need to do retraining and recheck on our bot.
I see.
This is something that you cannot stop. Yeah, we have to test and test vigorously on our bot and what we have done, right? So even with the LLM and RAG, there are still slight chance that AI is still will hallucinate.
I see.
That is something that we have to keep on testing. So in our application, we do constant tests and have ensuring that the agent does feedback that okay, what being predicted recommended by the board, there's always a thumbs up and a thumbs down, so that the AI also learn that okay, what I'm giving to you is correct.
Yeah. Is it mean that customer need to be depend on the technology vendor to do that, or what do you think customer need to prepare to implementation of this conversational AI in their contact center?
Well, choosing a vendor is very important, especially the localized vendor, because one of the things that the context of it's
Nice.
not easy for any other foreigner to actually come and be able to understand the context, the local the
Expectation.
the local expectation, right, and the local processes.
Yeah.
So these are very important, that you need to work hand in hand between the vendor and also the end client,
I
right?
see.
Of course, with the the vendor experience in the same, I can say, vertical. Like, for example, if we have implemented for a bank before, and then there is another bank who is asking for it, we already have experienced that what we have previously done in a bank, so that we don't repeat that mistake, or we already know what to expect, right? What product, so that we can actually implement it faster and more accurate.
I see. So yeah, they need to collaborate between the system integrator and end user. So based on your experience, Finos, so what do you think that need to be client prepare about that? It's not just in term of the budget, but of course human resources. Do they need something to prepare? So what do you think?
Definitely. I think even before we answer this, right, one of the key things, the way we would approach it, like Tether5, when we are engaged with customers we are right now having a host of AI related projects that we are doing with customers, right? So the first principle is always to understand the objective, because it's not that AI can do anything and everything. Yeah, maybe it can do anything and everything, but what is the objective of this particular, what we are trying to achieve, right? That has to be clear both from the client side and from our side, so that for example, let's say you're doing a real time sentiment analysis, you're doing real time speech to text and doing assistance to agent, if that's the use case you're targeting.
Yeah.
And while implementing, one of the metrics that usually in real time AI is called WER, right? Word error rate. So if you're looking at word error rate and saying that, oh, there is very high 30% word error rate, maybe the system is not okay,
Yeah.
that will give a wrong, that will take you in the wrong direction. The reason being, the AI which is trying to transcribe the speech is and was and dots and dashes is not going to matter, right? So that's why the objective has to be very clear. Let's say if the objective is, are we trying to provide real-time assistance,
Yeah.
and are we providing it? So let's say if the customer's inquiry is about waiver, is the system able to pull real-time information about waiver and provide to the agent, right? So if you can stick to the objective at all times, and of course, as the fine-tune happens, it's good, the system is only going to get better. But setting the expectation, setting the operational objectives are key in this journey. And we work quite extensively close with customers in the initial stages, so that both are clear. And because there is always this thought that, oh, legacy AI was always instruction based.
I see.
I tell it to do it, it does that. But
I
whereas with generative AI, it can do anything, right? That's the general mindset. Yes, it can do anything, but what do we want is key. So that's where we try to focus our attention towards.
Okay. Okay, back to Janet, talking about the ROI, return on investment. Do you think this conversational AI combined predictive analytic is expensive to implement, or how we can have the buy-in from the management regarding implementing this?
I think in order to have better ROI, the company should really deploy an omni-channel support, right? So
I see.
ensuring seamless and consistent customer service across all channels. So
Mm.
phone, chat, email, and social media. In addition to that, the AI-powered contact center can also help automate routine tasks, right? So you let the AI handle repetitive, time-consuming tasks like FAQ, processing transactions, right? So then
Yeah.
you get to free your contact center agents to
Yes.
focus on more complex issue.
Okay.
And you can also leverage on predictive analytics to forecast your call volumes and trends for better resourcing planning. So you can chart trending, right? Whether you get lots of calls and then you do your resourcing planning in terms of your agents,
Yeah.
your call agents. Yeah.
I see. But I think in some cases that company not easy to implement omni-channel within all the agent because they cannot handle multiple channel at the same time. Sometimes they need to be dedicated. What do you think about that?
I think there is a lot of progress in this space. There's connectors, there is, even with different vendors that offer contact center solution, there's integration with multiple third-party solutions, right? The ability to have omni-channel is possible, as in, it's supported.
I see.
Yeah.
Back to Tommy. What do you think if the client that maybe they're not offering the conversational AI to the customer, but they're using conversational AI for the agent, so to make it them better to serve the customer. What do you think about that strategy?
Sorry, I didn't get you, Pak
Yeah,
Andy.
I mean that instead of giving to the customer directly to access the conversational AI, so they give to the agent to use it as a tools for them to answer the question from the customer. Well, is it the right strategy or to save money on that, or so? What do you think?
Well, that is one of the good strategy that I would recommend to my client, because putting the conversational AI directly exposed to your end client is also a risk, right? Without proper training, without ensuring that the vigorous test has been done completely. So you get your agent to actually validate all the answers of the AI first, and second is the understanding. See,
Yeah.
sometimes when we speak to an AI, the AI get us wrong.
Hmm.
We used to have that a lot old days when we speak to Siri. Siri is getting our question completely wrong, therefore giving you wrong answer. So that is where, when you want to let the bot be a step back, listen in as an assistance, listen to the customer, and looking at the understanding of the AI giving a response. Then your
Okay.
agent can then do as a person to actually validate, okay, is this correct? Is this wrong?
I
Right?
see.
Wrong, then we can actually guide. So there's another way to actually guide is the agent can then strengthen the question. Like, for example, ask back the question, so Mr. Customer, do you mean that you want to know about this?
I see.
Then the AI will actually capture the agent conversation. If the customer say yes, then the accurate of the pickup of the actual question and giving the actual answers from the AI does speed up the response time.
I see. Thank you, Tommy. Maybe Pinos want to highlight about that. Uh,
Uh,
so this is a good strategy to make the agent first using it, and instead of directly to the customer
yeah,
to.
obviously, definitely. I think that has its advantages. Like I said, the staged approach where the conversational AI or the power of AI, right? You're assisting your agents first is the right step to move. And it also provides, you can achieve a lot real-time sentiment. You can do a real-time assistance,
I
right?
see.
And you can do even real-time summarization, follow-up, note down all the follow-up that the agent promised to customer.
I
That
see.
send you an SMS in the next 2 days. You will be receiving a call from us. So all these real-time, actions are immediately captured and automated by the AI. So obviously, that will have a very good improvement in terms of handle time reduction and handle time, and operationally, the enterprise can get efficient.
I see.
That's definitely one of the aspects. But one of the things to keep in mind, Andy, and is the fact that you also have to keep in mind while implementing it for the agent,
I see.
how easy is it going to be accessible for the agent. You don't
Mm,
want the agent's workspace to be too clunky and making it even more difficult for him to fetch information which he probably manually would have gotten faster. Right? So it's equally important where a lot of UX mindset goes in, understanding the agent's journey and life cycle goes in. Domain expertise is key, right? I don't think the way it works is, I would always say CX people driving AI project is different from AI people driving CX project,
I
right? So that's got to be a key decision and how we achieve good ROI from such projects.
Maybe many of participant here ask actually how it works. Yeah, maybe Pinos want to explain about that. Actually, how this technology work for the client actually.
Okay.
Maybe in simple things, yeah, because sometimes they keep asking actually how the conversational AI is working to contact center and replace the agent to answer the question? How it works?
Okay. So there, thanks for this question also, right? Maybe without going to too much detail, let me try to explain.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
So conversational AI can be implemented to various channels. So let's say if you're talking about voice channel for that matter. So the first step that happens is using AI models that do speech to text. So
Hmm,
in Tetherify we have our own speech to text models.
I see.
So we
And
feed
for,
the real time customers input, which is the speech or media,
yeah,
convert it to text. And then once you've converted to text, the next step is what you do with it, right? So there is a process called RAG. It's a retrieval augmented generation. So
I
it's
see.
basically fastening your search against certain data sets.
I see.
A customer can have information in a, let's say, knowledge base. It,
I
it
see.
can be a portal, or it can be a repository of documents, right? So this RAG system can then take the text that we converted, do a RAG search, retrieve the information, and then again do text to speech, right?
I
So the third step will be converting it back to speech and then playing it to the customer, right? So that's how a conversational AI is probably implemented for a in
I
a
see.
voice channel. Whereas in a text channel, it's much more straightforward. You don't need to convert all the speech and voice and all that, right? So
Yeah.
you use the speech, and in fact, the models that are available today gives the power that you can be multilingual within the same conversation. I think
Yeah.
this used to be a challenge. I think even Tommy highlighted that, imagine customer slipping in few Bahasa words in between English or slipping in some Mandarin words in between English. This used to be a challenge, but I think the models are getting there today where, but again, we got to balance it out in terms of whether are we
Yeah.
making it too heavy and too slow to respond.
Yeah.
It's balance. We have to balance it out. But again, the technology is getting there where we're able to even serve customers across different languages in the same interaction, right? And this is extremely powerful because you can take industries where, for example, tourism, right? A Japanese speaking customer is in Singapore and he wants to understand some
Yeah.
directions, right? And conversational AI, which can understand his language and serve him in his language, is going to be massively improving customer service, right?
I see. So that's a good point,
Yeah.
Firas. So back to Jenny regarding this year, because now so many what is voice bot implementing for this one and become natural. Yeah. So maybe you want to add how actually how it works to when you are implementing with your customer. Yeah.
So far, we've seen most of the implementation or the requirements are around servicing clients.
Mm,
And as I shared earlier, right, we have Agent Force, which can be done on the agent builder with a low code builder,
I
right?
see.
And then we have tools that help you configure the agent.
I see.
And you kind of provide the framework, right? The instructions as far as and the library of actions, your agent, basically a framework, what they can do and cannot do,
Mm,
right? Um, and then it's grounded with Atlas reasoning engine, right? So the agents, as in they'll be able to respond naturally and adapt to situations, right? So they are faster, more multi-turn, and more capable.
mm,
And it really depends on a specific category or a defined scope and rule, right? In terms of like what I shared earlier, the agent can and cannot do. But
mm.
most of it so far to date is really around service use case, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And that's why contact center is very relevant because there's a lot of requests coming in from clients. They want to know, for example, if it's a travel agency or airline, they're wanting to know their flight, they want to make changes, they want to
I
know
see.
if there's any flight changes, their booking, what are the options, and etc. And that's how we can augment the contact center agents, right? To
I
just
see.
kind of help them offload some of the workload.
I see. I found that some what is industry like collection doing finance industry doing for collection to
Mm.
reminder the what is the debt.
And
Yeah. So is it What do you think, Janet?
So far, we've not seen so much of that in terms
I
of
see.
collection use cases. But
I
that's quite interesting. I mean, I think that for collections, maybe it still requires, the personal touch because it's quite a sensitive item.
yeah.
But so far we've not had customers, surface this. But definitely this is something that can be explored.
Yeah, I mean that is not a hard collection, but it's just remind them about the what is the payment, yeah, due date and something like that. Okay, so Tommy,
Take that, take
you want?
that. Yeah, I have done collections like numerous cases that we have done a collection voice bot for many of our clients, from banks to collection agencies. We have actually done that. Um,
Oh,
yeah, so and the result that we got, and in the very beginning, we're actually trying to make the bot to sound like a human.
I
Right.
see.
And we actually have another use case that in the very beginning, we straight away, our voice bot straight away telling the customers that I'm a virtual assistant from ABC Bank, right?
Mm,
Um, just to remind you that you have this. So we
I
find
see.
that introducing yourself as an AI, it's
Mm.
hit more success than trying to pretend that I'm a human.
Mm.
So you have successful implementing of the collection it then. So maybe Jenny want to learn from you as well.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. Salesforce. What is the combination of this one for doing sales? What do you think? Because you are from Salesforce.
Mm.
Yeah,
So
Jenny.
usually for sales, what we see is the use case is coaching, internal coaching for your employees, in terms of the next steps, the recommendation, the propensity to buy. So it's basically sales coaching. So it's really very internal. So
I
far the use cases haven't been like external engaging clients, right? Because clients still prefer that human touch.
So you use the tools to advise the agent to what recommendation they need to tell
Correct,
to the
correct.
yeah
Suggest what solution, what services, or what product to suggest to the customer. It's more like a coaching scenario.
yeah. So many way to implement this one. So Pinot, so you want to add something, maybe some ideas about implementing this AI in industry? Go ahead.
Of course, I think there's no bounds to what can be done, right? Collection is a huge use case that Tommy mentioned, because typically collections, I'm imagining a future where, let's say, there is a bot that represents the customer, and there is a bot that represents the enterprise. So they both are chatting with each other.
They chatting each other.
I
So
mean, we are actually brainstorming such a solution in Tetherfy as well, where these are called AI agents, right? So typically today the industry is focused around developing AI agents for the enterprise. So why not we flip the equation and say I develop AI agent for a customer and give the
yeah,
customer the control that use cases like, for example, recontracting, right? So the customer can let his AI agent know that, can you discuss and find out what are the best promotions I have for recontract. So
yeah,
the
but it's happen now. I think it's happen now because some client is using the AI as a personal assistant to
exactly.
calling for restaurant, calling for uh,
Booking and yeah,
booking something. So it's happen now. So
yeah,
AI talk to AI.
yeah, I talk to AI, so we are not far in that, right? And it's also multimodal, uh, multiple channels or modes within the conversation. So let's say we're looking at customers, my broadband is not working. So if I
Okay.
have to call up my service provider, I can
Yeah,
start with a call, and then the agent says, I think, can I do one thing? I send you a link, and can we
I see.
get onto a video call, right? Can we start a video call? And during the video call, you use Vision AI, which can
Yeah.
detect objects and look at the modem and say, okay, I don't think this wire is connected properly, or this light is blinking. It's not supposed to be blinking. Some
I,
of these have massive potential where, let's say, typically in a support center, engineer dispatch is one of the key things, right? So if you can reduce an engineer dispatch by 20%, 30% by automating with Vision AI and some of these solutions, where you're completely engaging the customer across channels in the same, right, within the same interaction and solving his problem. That's taking customer experience to the next level. And obviously the enterprise also benefits where they are reducing the engineer dispatch, their customer
Yeah.
experience that increases, and things like that.
Okay. Before we move on to the to future trends, so let's give a chance to participant to ask question. If anyone want to ask question, go ahead. You can write your question and mention your name, as well, the speaker you want to ask the question. I have here Tommy Ng from CCIM, Jenny from Salesforce, and Pinos from Tetherfy. Uh, Maybe you already well known about their product. Actually, Tommy Ng have a product as well, Nubitel, yeah, Nubitel, yeah. Okay, so everyone selling a new product, talking about that AI. Yeah. Okay, any question from the floor? It seems that there is no question. Let's continue a little bit
Halo,
about.
Pak Andi.
Okay.
Yeah, let me introduce myself. Aldi from Bank Central Asia. I want to ask you
Okay.
some question. I totally agree with what the Tommy says before that. What of the matter that we face when we use the challenges with we use AI technology, especially in Southeast Asian, we have like a Malaysia, Singaporean, Philippines, Indonesia, especially Indonesia, will have a lot of languages, right? At the local Indonesian people, we have more than 200 the local language, and not all the people using the Indonesian as the main language, right? So sometimes the customer from the other region like Sumatra, Java, Borneo, Sulawesi, and many more, using the local language. So if we use the AI technology, how we solve the problem if the customer not only using the one language that maybe AI we can provide by the Indonesian or the English language as the first or the second language in Indonesia. So what the system that we can provide to solve the problem based on the different languages that we use in Indonesian. And the second question for me, at the end of the day, if the AI technology is working perfectly, we need to make it our raw data to be complete, right? So I think this AI is not directly doing work is perfectly and completely, because we need to collect the data, to collect the raw data that we inject to the AI technology, right? So at the end of the day, if this technology working perfectly, at this other side, we have to reduce the people as our agent in contact center, right? So how we as the management to see this problem based on the humanity, based on the people management and others perspective.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Yeah, thank you, Aldi from BCA. Yeah, this is a challenge concern regarding that. Yeah, AI implementation. Actually, we already talked about the localization before with what Tommy mentioned regarding that. But go ahead, highlight for, again regarding that. Go ahead,
Well,
Tommy.
I wish to answer this. Thank you, Pak Abidal, Pradi, right?
Just
So
Aldi, Mr.
yeah,
Tommy.
Aldi.
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 Oh,
Aldi.
Aldi.
Yeah,
Aldi.
Aldi.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they are many dialects. We call it. It's not really a language. It's a local dialect. Well, in the very initial before we have the advanced NLP drill deep into each and every local accent and dialect. First, we would recommend enterprise to set your customer expectation, right? Telling them that, that this is a conversational AI, speaks in Bahasa. If I couldn't understand your language, I will switch it to an agent. So this is the same problem if you are using human to answer, right? Not your local live agent would be able to understand all the dialect, right?
Yes.
Your human agent would be also telling the customer, sir, I cannot understand your dialect. Can we speak to a neutral language that we can communicate? So that is the one of it. Second is, it will come to a stage that the AI will be understand all the dialect, right? But
I
not
see.
today. It takes time to actually have the advanced NLP being trained, have enough data to train the model. Once we have that model, we'll be able to understand the dialect. Like one of the example, a few years ago, we have this challenge, right? Having a mixed language of Malay English,
Yeah.
English Mandarin is a challenge to us, but not today, right? Which is what we have trained, that the model is already out there.
Yeah.
So in the coming years, the local dialect will be there as well, especially on the speech. So first, the text will come first. So
Yeah.
putting a text, most of the LLM and NLP would be able to understand already if it's a text. If you type your local dialect in text, it won't, the AI won't have any problem to understand that.
Yeah.
The only problem now is the speech portion,
Yeah.
which we will be getting there.
I see. Don't
Yeah.
offer expectation about this. Yeah, I mean that we need to be stages. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Another question regarding the humanity, because of course AI will reduce the number of agents. So maybe Pinos and Jenny want to answer this one. Go ahead, Pinos first.
Yeah, I like that question, and thanks for that, Audi. So obviously, like Janet mentioned very clearly at the beginning, that I don't think organizations should be looking at AI to replace humans and their tasks, right? Um, if you look at a contact center today, I think there are a lot of emotional queries as well that customers need attention to. Let's say I've lost my credit card. I don't think I'll be comfortable talking to a bot and explaining that, can you block my card? Rather, I would be more than happy to hear a human tell me, please don't worry, just give me a minute, I'm doing it for you, right? So it's about reskilling, it's about repurposing your staff to
Yeah.
what's more important.
Yeah.
Uh, and there are definitely things that are more human centering that they can be spending their valuable time on,
Mhm.
while the AI takes care of more non-financial or non-critical. And there are inquiries as a customer, I would prefer doing it myself, right? So
Yeah.
you
Right.
can first target those where the AI is efficiently able to answer some of those service requests, rather than trying to look at it to reduce headcount.
Yeah.
Rather, repurpose your headcount to more a wide range of things that they can work on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
At the end, I think the other company, when we decide to using the AI technology, at the end we need to think about the cost efficiency, right? So we already spend our big money into the invest in this technology. This, I think this is a so big number, right? So we need to rethink about how we can overcome about the investment that we already put into this technology. So
Yeah.
one of the way is to reduce the number of people. Because
Yeah.
AI, we used to help us to make everything become easier and efficient, right?
Yeah. Thank you, Mas Aldi. Wait a moment. So let Jenny answer that question. Go ahead, Jenny. This is
Oh,
written on investment and yeah, but Aldi is focusing on the reduced agent to have return on this.
no,
Go
I
ahead.
think I think sometimes, it should not just be a cost saving. I think it should also be viewed as a customer experience, right? And
Yeah,
when you use AI, right, it can augment, not replace your human agents, right? Because at the end of the day, um, you leverage on the AI to do repetitive tasks, right? FAQs, the standard normal questions, right? Whenever there's a little bit more complex, more nuance, right? Like what was mentioned earlier, right? If you lose your credit card, you don't want an AI to respond to the loss of your credit card, right? Or if you're upset, there's a situation, right? And that's when you have a sentiment analysis, then you need
yeah,
to hand off to a human agent, right? And then that way you are deploying your human agents effectively
I
so
see.
that you offload some of the repetitive tasks.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with Jenny regarding that. It's about capacity, it's about the availability. So if you have this one, is if an agent handling routine job, maybe can be will be replaced. But if they can handle more complex, it's mean that we need more agent to handle personalized services. But with AI, it's mean that you have bigger capacity, you have faster availability, respond to the customer. It's a lot of benefit instead of talking about cost saving. Yeah. Okay. Anyone want to add, Pidot or Tommy, you want to add something about this issue?
No.
No, okay. Let's move. Any others want to ask question? I give a chance. Just raise hand first before talking, so more easy to control. Okay. It seems that they very understand about our discussion today. So it's good. Can I move a bit regarding the predictive analytic? Yeah. So we're not just talking about AI itself, but it's another part of it is predictive analytic. How we can give contact center advice about this one. Jenny, you want to go first regarding this one? I know Salesforce is quite powerful regarding this. Go ahead.
Yeah, we use a lot of predictive analytics. Even internally, we use predictive analytics to forecast closure of opportunities because I'm from the sales team. And then also I shared with you the propensity to buy based on historical, because we capture all this information of the customers' buying patterns, right? And how quickly they will sign off on an order, for example. But I think in terms of the contact center, what really helps is that when you have all these analytics, you're able to predict, your call volumes, you're able to predict customer needs and some of the issues before they arise, right?
I see.
And that way, that can be integrated in your overall customer service strategy. And then, you can train your team to act on insights generated by these tools. So
I
that's
see.
really helpful in terms of resourcing, planning, and potentially sometimes, predict that some incident is going to happen, and then you're on the back of that, you're able to respond more promptly to your customers.
See, but of course, predictive analytic is not just a tool. You need to train people to do that. Pinos, do you have experience about the implementing this?
Yeah, I think one of the aspects of predictive analytics is also, a lot of compliance goes into it,
I
right?
see.
Because,
RPA,
sorry,
RPA, you mean RPA, robotic process automation?
it's about quality monitoring
I see.
and
Okay.
a lot of manual, what used to be a very manual, time consuming. In fact, I've discussed with certain contact centers and I've understood, a supervisor needs to spend 1 hour to do
I
one
see.
call investigation, right? For one particular call, they have to listen and understand
I
uh,
see.
and things like that. But I think with predictive analytics combined with a lot of AI capabilities today, I
Mm,
think you're able to achieve this in real time. In real time, during a conversation, it is able to identify and even do scoring and say that okay, the greeting was okay, the agent did not reveal any information that he is not supposed to, or there was no profanity words. There is proper guard railing that was there in place,
I see.
right? The ending note was proper. He summarized the call well, right?
I
The tone and emotion of the agent was as expected. So a lot of this is being captured in real time, the analytics,
see.
and of course your historical also builds with this, right?
I
Uh,
see.
this really helps contact center understand in real time and be able to react faster than look at the past data and see, oh, I have a lot of calls about this, right? Rather, in real time they're able to get some of these actions being taken on the floor. And even from customer perspective, let's say there is an outage
Mm.
when there is a surge in call volume, right? The power of predictive analytics comes there where it immediately is able to respond to customers saying, you know what, I understand that you're calling from so and so region, there is an outage. We are working on it, and probably you will get a notification that once it's resolved, something like that, right? So imagine this is what you are addressing the customer even before he tells what his problem is.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. I know, Tommy, you have a very good tools regarding quality. So how you correlate with this one, predictive analytic? Go ahead.
Well, see, predictive analytics is being used in many sector in a contact centers, right?
Yeah.
One of our experience is on the IVR routing, on the core routing portion,
I
where
see.
we can actually we have deployed for a bank that we already know that the customer is having some credit card transaction failure. When he calls in, we automatically know that what he will want to talk to, right? Who he
Yeah.
want to talk to. We should go to the authorization department so that it can actually help him. So that is one of the hyper personalization use case, using predictive analytic.
Yeah.
And then when we use in our automatic quality management, right? So we use predictive analytics to actually, from the conversational that the customers it's talking based on the sentiment,
Yeah.
right? We can actually start to know that, even without sending a CSAT out,
I
you
see.
already know the outcome of your CSAT, because based on the entire conversation, the customer is not happy. Flag this call, escalate it to the supervisor or higher level to actually do damage control.
I see.
So these are the our AQM it's doing,
It's working. Yeah.
analyze the entire call, plug the entire the transcription and also the synopsis, using the summary of the synopsis to push to the CRM as a remark of each and every
Yeah.
engagement.
But I think it's not only services, yeah, but they're using also to predict the sales activity, whether they are offering something, they are doing cross-selling or promotion, something like that.
Though those are cross-checking on each and every
Yeah.
conversation.
Yeah. Jerry, I know that Salesforce, you have a very good tools to ticketing, and so sometime a lot of data entry into the Salesforce or other CRM, but they are not utilizing the tools to predict something. It's because of the manager cannot use it right. Yeah. So how do you manage the client to maximize the value of the CRM to as a predictive tools for them? Go ahead.
So usually for this, sometimes with clients, we show them how Salesforce use Salesforce, right? So we explain to them, yeah, how we use it internally. And there are scorings, right? That scoring will be able to help you, for example, sales leader identify, what needs to happen, and the potential of the opportunity closing, right? We have all these metrics in place. And the
Yeah.
reason is there's a lot of data that's captured on the on the CRM, and there's a lot of correlation done, right? Historical, existing, and those are things that kind of provides the feedback. And then, you'll be able, we call it Einstein scoring, right? So it does all the scoring for us.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but how do you advise client to have a training on doing that so they make it better the use of the technology. Sometimes technology when we just implement it, sometimes they're not using to maximize the value of the technology itself. How do you advise that?
Yeah. So what ends up happening is like I mentioned earlier, we will work with the clients to have how Salesforce use Salesforce. We'll demonstrate how we use it, the
I
power
see.
of the application. In addition to that, we do have the customer success team, right? And their role is to ensure customer success, to drive
I see.
adoption, right? And then just make sure that on a regular basis, they are across and apprised of all the new developments, the features and functionality on the
I see.
releases, right? Because we do have 3 releases a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think this is similar to the title of Pinos, yeah. Head of customer success. So you are the right person to answer this one. How you make sure the customer success in implementation of this one? Go ahead.
No, that definitely makes sense because you can build all the products, and if customers are not seeing the value in it, it doesn't make sense, right? So
Yeah.
obviously, that's the biggest target that as an organization all of us focus on. Though I have that title, but I think what drives the entire organization is customers being successful. So one of the strategies there, like what Janet mentioned, is quite interesting. I've taken note. Salesforce uses Salesforce, so maybe that's something internally we'll also start thinking about.
You need to use your own product before
True,
you can
true,
tell
true,
the
true,
others that this
true,
is
true,
good.
true. They definitely take a note of that. That's quite interesting. What we also do is we do frequent discovery sessions, right?
Mm.
And discovery sessions with the core operations team and customer experience team from the enterprise side, and understand where are the challenges. And when we listen to some other challenges, maybe some of those are already addressed, and we immediately get into action trying to explain them. You know what, you can already do this
Mm.
using our solution, using our product in this way. Or if
Right.
not, we immediately track some of those challenge or pain points. And it's about closing the loop, right? It's about going back and giving an update in terms of how we can help them in that particular challenge what they're having. Because obviously, if they are successful in implementing the product, I think when earlier there was a question about ROI, right? Maybe a little bit to touch on that as well. If a customer is satisfied, obviously he's going to come for more business. That's the simple mantra, right? So where if we can make them successful using the solution, there are going to be other departments within the organization who's going to come for similar solutions, right?
Right.
And word of mouth, you do good thing, obviously the good thing will be spread and people will look for your solution as well.
Yeah. So the message is very clear. We need to make a client success before we our own success. Yeah. So it seems that we already 1 hour more than almost at the end of our discussion today. It's very fast. It's for the participant regarding this one. Ladies first.
I think based on my observation, I think, to a large extent, we're probably looking at AI augmented human agents, right? And AI will be able to increasingly assist human agents by
Mm,
providing real-time insights, right? Suggested response and
yeah,
automated workflows.
I see.
And in addition to that, there's also, the AI-driven predictive analytics, whereby, it'll become more sophisticated. Companies will be able to anticipate customer needs and
I
issues before they arise. And in
I
order to support your team, your agents, right, to be better, I think a lot of training needs to be done so that they understand how to effectively use these tools.
Okay. So they need to invest in train the people as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not only just implementing the technology, but you need to continuous train the staff to utilize to maximize the yeah. Okay, thank you, Janet, to for take a note about that. So Tommy, you have a what next action that need to be taken?
I mean, next action is we're always looking at not just predictive but also prescriptive analytics that
Yes.
you want to like hyper personalize, each of your customers' need, right? And then blending human and bot, that is very important. Not just rely on 100% on bot, because you want the learning to be concurrent and together, being able to have human empathy as well as the intelligence of the AI. So
Yeah.
you want both concurrently to be there to make it a balance.
Okay.
So that is one of the key item that we have to look at in the near future
I
or
see.
now, yeah.
So Tommy mentioned about the how to balance, yeah, between human. Yeah, that's good point, yeah. Janet training and this one balance between human interaction and the bot itself. So Pinoch, what the future action? So go ahead.
Uh, yeah, looking at future, I think I shared you maybe my vision that there are bots talking to each other, right? Basically, it's autonomous AI. It's called autonomous AI agents.
Yeah,
Because I think this is driven by the customers' mobility today, right? Customers are often in the move, they're traveling, we are here, we are there. So some of these regular service requests and stuff, right? Definitely, I don't think is far off where AI is taking care of those. All right, we're looking at agentic AI, and contact center is going to be or customer experience is going to be the biggest space where Gen AI is going to have massive impact, and big changes are definitely going to come in, right? So as a next, definitely the models and AI are going to get better. They're going to support more languages, so there's going to be a lot more that's happening in this space.
I see.
And real time AI will be the next big thing where in real time, how are you able to understand customers? In fact, I was, we are working on a bot where the level to which the voice bot doesn't look like a machine is because it even has breath.
I see.
Right? There is breath when the voice bot speaks, right? So the technology is to that level where we can make it as close human as possible to service customers,
I see.
and real time service their inquiries.
Yeah.
Right.
But we need to pit and write things as well, yeah. It's not just they're thinking,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
to pit, yeah. Okay, it's very good point, yeah. Three of you. So that's all about our discussion today. Hopefully, all participants enjoy our discussion. If you want to have further discussion with them, Jenny from Salesforce, you want to explore about Salesforce, go ahead. Jenny, maybe you want to share the contact in chat. Nubitel as well have a very good product regarding this AI. You can share, Tommy, you can share the contact to the participant if you want. And Pinoch, this is customer success. So he is a good person if you want to success in implementation of your AI. So contact Pinot in Tetherfy. So Tetherfy is also have a you can share also the contact to participants so we can have a collaborate and moving forward for the AI implementation. But just remind from the talking today, there's that implementation AI is not a big bang, so we need two stages implement it, uh, smaller testing, co-piloting, and so on. But you cannot be perfect at the first time, so we need to try. Anyway, this leader talk delivered by CC EPEC, Contact Center Association of Asia Pacific. We have collaborating with 10 countries within this Asia Pacific. including Australia, New Zealand, Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand, Taiwan, Hong Kong, China, Bangladesh. So we are combining all together to talk about this one, and we have a leader talk every month. It's not only moderator by me, but maybe another person will be moderator from other countries. But this is good initiative to talk each others. Hopefully, we can continue to deliver good insight from all leaders within Asia Pacific. Again, thank you, Jenny, to join me, Tommy, and Pinot. I love to see you again for the next session. Thank you, and can we have photo together?
Sure.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, go. Yeah, with participant, do you want to join with us? Go ahead.
Turn on your cameras.
Yeah, turn on your camera. Yeah, so we can we can see smiling face. uh, all smiling face. Yeah. Thank you. We have here Vinny. Vinny, where meet you? Yeah. Yeah. Hi. Yeah. We have also another's. Yeah. Pinet. Oh, Pinet also joining. Pinet City. Yeah. Okay. Okay. We have thank you very much for joining us there. This is very good. Yeah. Hopefully, see you next event next month. Next month will be on 21st of March. We are talking about the what is balance health wellness. Yeah, wellness for contact center. Thank you again.
Thank
Applause.
you, Tommy.
Take care.
Thank
See you.
you, Tommy, Vinod. Thank
Yeah.
you,
Thank you.
Denise.
Thank you,
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
everyone. See
Bye.
you.
Thank you very much.
Tommy, Miss Jenny, and
Thank you,
Vinod.
Tommy.
Thank
Thank
you.
you,
Thank
Vinod.
you.